Maples Pavilion, we're ready to begin in the 174s. Stanford and Virginia, first ever ACC duel on the farm, and we're officially underway. It's Michael Murphy for Virginia taking on Lorenzo Norman, ranked number 4th in the country for Stanford.
Yeah, and the first thing you notice right away out of Lorenzo is the length. Much taller competitor here in this one, and that allows him to get to his attacks from distance. Makes him one of the best 174s in the nation.
The Matt Gentry head wrestling coach Chris Ayers was gushing when talking about Lorenzo Norman out of southbound Brook, New Jersey. And he was saying that, Logan, we really haven't even seen the best of what he can offer yet, despite the fact that he's got one of the best records for Stanford this season.
Yeah, and if that's
17-1.
Right, and if that's true at 17-1, the future is bright for Lorenzo Norman because he already looks like a podium threat here for the Stanford Cardinal.
I know you mentioned it to Coach Ayers as well, but you said, is it possible that it's kind of an underrated 17-1 start to the year too?
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with the 174-pound field, right? We have 2 returning national champions up there at 1 and 2. Dean Hamidi out of Oklahoma State in the 3 spot, who Norman lost to in the Cliff Keen finals, but still one of the best that there is in this weight class, and excited to watch him here today.
Slow start as Norman gets the first points.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Shooting that double leg from space, he's able to lock his hands, get those 3 points, and now he's looking to go to work on top.
There you go.
Coach Ayers said that Norman causes a lot of chaos, loves to terrorize the room.
And in talking about the development of his game, where he takes that next step is here on top, looking to go to work on his turns here. He's working that cross face right now, has the ankle hooked on the left-hand side, but instead he's going to cut him away. Murphy gets his escape.
They can react to you.
Makes it 3-1 in the final minute here of the first. Norman looks like he's trying to go right back on the attack.
Oh,
and he does.
That is a beautiful left side swing single. Makes it 6-1, and that's one of the things that Ayers said. Norman does not stop attacking. It is 7 minutes of pace on the feet, and that's how he racks up these points.
30 seconds left in the first. Murphy, a sophomore out of Westfield, New Jersey. 17-2 in his career.
Sit to it.
Trying to push his way towards the edge of the mat.
10 seconds.
Clock bleeding down. Is Norman going to let him out? Yes, he does.
And here's 7 seconds left. This is one of the key points of the match. This is how you save your points. Ride out these 7 seconds. Don't let him get that cheap escape. Let's hold on to that 6-1 lead if you're Norman.
Separation.
Clock down to 1, and that's it. So right as you said, Norman able to prevent Murphy from escaping, keeping it 6-1 after 1. And a good start for the redshirt freshman.
Yeah, and Norman, he elects to choose neutral here. He wants to get to work on his feet, really start scoring those points. And I talked about how Murphy looks like the smaller competitor here. He was actually up from 165 a season ago, as Norman, again, with an inside trip, gets 3 more.
Already a massive hole to climb out of for Murphy. As you mentioned, he moved on up into the 174s. Justin McCoy in that spot last year for Virginia, the runner-up in the ACC championship.
Yeah, and McCoy, he was one of the faces of the Virginia program, a 5-time national qualifier, former blood round competitor for the Cavaliers. So big shoes to fill here, but, Murphy trying his best here.
And both teams looking for their first ACC dual wins of the 2025 season. Both teams 0-1 in their first competitions in conference. Stanford losing to Pitt.
Yeah, and Ayers talked about kind of the hills and valleys of a wrestling season. It is so grueling, but talking about that pit performance, he said the guys know that they didn't wrestle their best, so really looking to bounce back here at home.
Bring him back to the center with 45 seconds left to go here in the second. Virginia, on the other hand, lost to 6th-ranked NC State. Only had one winner in that duel. It was Dylan Cedeno.
Yeah, Norman, optional start, elects to let Murphy back up so he gets the escape and right back in on that single leg. He's looking to cut the corner here and finish. Murphy, good job scrambling, though, and he'll fend off the takedown, but another nice re-attack, that low single. Man, he is impressive to watch on his feet.
Was able to fend off one of those attacks, but you mentioned it, Norman is just relentless for Stanford. I'll bring it back to the middle, and I imagine he'll go back to neutral.
Yeah, riding time well in control. We are in the bonus, already has a major decision. He's looking for the tech here, possibly even 6 with the pin. But Norman just relentless, as you said, always putting up points.
Runner-up at the Cliff Keen Las Vegas duels this year. The Midlands champion coming onto the scene here on the farm in his second collegiate season as the second comes to a close. And Norman all over Murphy 12-2 with nearly 3 minutes of riding time.
Yeah, and we talked about Cliff Keen. Norman's real breakout win was last year at the Cliff Keen. He beat Shane Griffith of Michigan, but as we all know, Griffith, a Stanford legend, saving the program, a former national champion here. So the irony in that, for him to get his breakout start is impressive.
Up on his feet is Murphy. And Norman goes right back on the attack. 3 more. Bigger things in sight for Norman, perhaps.
Yep, 3 more, to get the technical fall. Look for a turn here, or maybe here at the 1 minute mark, cut him and try and get a couple of takedowns. But it looks like he's trying to set up that bow and arrow to get a turn.
Didn't have the right angle, so he pops out of it. And Norman looking for more as they get over towards the scorer's table.
Hey, Murph, you're good. You're good. You're good here. Hey, you got to recover quicker on those down blocks.
3 minutes and 24 seconds of riding time, so that is clearly locked up for Norman. A takedown and a ride out, or just 2 takedowns on the feet will get the technical fall done.
1 minute. Yes. Up, smart. Hook there, hook. Move your feet. You're good here, you're good.
Got him up on a foot. And 3 more for Norman.
All right, so 40 seconds, but it looks like he's going to get that extra takedown. Misdirection single, but unable to get to a leg. We'll reset with 37 seconds left. Norman looking for 1 more takedown.
Your ties. Your ties, move your feet.
And Brian, I don't think I've seen Norman take a backward step all match long. He is relentless. Looking for 1 more. This would be a huge team point.
Down to 17.
And that's stalling against Murphy. Lorenzo pushing forward, another attack. He's able to lock his hands on that left side single. Can he finish? 5 to go.
One last push from Norman, not able to get it. And that'll wrap it up at 19-5. But nonetheless, for Lorenzo Norman, he's going to pick up the victory, and he does so with a major decision. So a good start to the afternoon for Stanford. Norman, his 18th win of the season, and it's his 4th by a major decision this year.
Yeah, impressive stuff all the way throughout. You know, he risked it at the end, cutting him loose to try and get that technical fall, but impressive nonetheless out of the freshman.